Welcome to Underkill TV here in Swansea, joined by Laurie and Adam from Airrace. How are you doing, guys? Good to see you.
Great. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Always good to see you, Ad. Good.
I'm really well, thanks. How are you, Al?
Very good. And you're out doing a few shows. You were in London last night. How was that last night?
Absolutely unbelievable. A really memorable show. I mean, fans from like the beginning were there, new fans. It was just incredible, singing every word from both or all three albums. It was really amazing show. We were like blown away, weren't we?
Yeah, it was speechless really for the reaction on the crowd. Yeah, they're just absolutely amazing. And London's always a good one to play. They bring it. So let's hope Swansea can do the same tonight.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure you've got a few. I'm sure you've got a few friends coming along, being a local gig for you, Adam.
Just a few. Just a few.
And obviously, you're out now. What's the plans with writing now? I mean, this album's been out now. Is it 12? Is it got to be getting close to 12 months now? Is it? How long's it been out?
Yeah. It's actually a while. I mean, we're definitely going to be doing another album. Right. Probably recording later in the year, maybe early next year. Yeah. But it's definitely another one in the pipeline. I mean, the last one did so well, and we were all surprised at how well. I wasn't surprised because we thought it was a good record, but you never know how, you know, the original fans will take to this. But it's been great. So yeah, we'll definitely do another record, and it'll probably be next year sometime.
That was always one thing I wanted to ask you, Laurie. You're always renowned for writing some really catchy tunes, and you seem to churn out songs. What's your writing process? How do you go about it? Like,
well, you never really know when it's gonna hit you. Or I go through spells. I'll go through spells of writing like 20 songs, and then nothing at all. So when I get all the ideas out, I put them on these endless little messages on my phone, and I work my way through, and eventually they turn into songs. So that's kind of how I do it, really. And then we record them, and then each person comes in and does their part. So there is a process to it, which I've always worked through, you know, right the way back from the start, really.
And one thing I wanted to ask yourself: how did you end up with Adam singing in Airrace? I mean, how did that all come about for you, for your side of things?
I tried to think exactly how it happened, but somehow we connected on, I think it was Facebook, and he sent me a clip of him playing an AC/DC song, and said, "If you've got anything coming up, you know, keep me in mind." And the range was fantastic. And I like high-range singers because, you know, the original singer of Airrace, Keith, was up there. And I listened to it, and although it was a different kind of vibe, I thought, wow, the guy's got great range. And literally, when we came down to the you know, we got in touch. I said, "Come down, I'm thinking of doing Airrace." We went in the rehearsal room, and it literally out the box started to sound like Keith. In the same vibe. Adam's a different singer, he's got his own thing going, but it was really like Keith. And I just thought this is going to work, and it did. And I think the last album we did, I'm really proud of. It's I think gives Shaft of Light a run for its money, and he did a fantastic job, and has continued to do a great job live as well, which were tough shoes to fill. And you know, he's amazing vocalist. So, you know, big up to Adam.
One thing I wanted to ask as well, Laurie. When I listened to the last album, I mean, like, Eyes Like Ice, great tune, but I can't remember what song. There's, like, to me, it sounds hints of ELO. Are you an ELO sort of fan?
I'm a Jeff Lynne fanatic.
Really?
Yeah, from day, you know. I remember working when I was about 12 years old. I was sweeping the floor in the greengrocers in my first Saturday job. An Evil Woman come on, and I literally stopped, and I thought, wow, that was great. And I've been an ELO fan ever since, and a Jeff Lynne fan, because to me he is ELO, you know. And there is definitely hints of that in the writing and it's great that Adam's really. There's different styles on this record, and he's adapted brilliantly to all of them, and we just gel very well as you know, when we're putting vocals down and harmonies and etc. etc. So that's another great thing that we've worked together on, is that the range of songs, which are quite, you know, they're quite a different selection of songs, each whether it be a Zeppelin-y feel or Adam's versatile enough to pull it off. So it's worked really well for us.
That's one thing I was going to ask Adam. I mean, when Airrace is not just a musical, you do actually put a good stage show. You've got a good presence as a frontman. How important in this day and age do you think it is to be, a good sort of live band, visually as well as sounding good?
Well, yeah, I think it's part of the X factor, as they call it. You've got to have the whole package. No one wants to see anybody standing there, just stood there singing. It's boring, and that's why, as a band, we move across the stage left and right. Yeah, you just want a little bit of fun. That's what it's all about, it's having fun. And if you're standing there looking serious, singing your ass off all night, I think it just looks pretty pop. So that's why we like to get around and like to entertain and perform. That's what we're there for. People buy tickets, and we want to give them some money's worth.
I like that answer. People buy, you give them the value. That's very true. And anybody that wants to check out the band, usual places, Facebook and Twitter and everything?
Yeah, Facebook is the best. Best place to check our stuff out. Yeah, I mean, like I say, we will have more shows coming up. We're looking at another record. There's plenty going on for the band. It's been an exciting time. I honestly didn't ever think that we would redo Airrace, but I think that we've done the band proud with this record, and I think, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future.
Excellent. One quick thing I was going to ask briefly, Laurie, as well. If I ask you for, like, before Airrace reformed and after they reformed, what's your two personal highlights from the first time round and the second time round, would you say?
Well, when I first started, it was obviously a very different business because rock was big, I mean, obviously for me, Queen, opening for Queen was huge. And meeting Brian and Freddie and doing huge shows like that, the arenas, because I was still really young, and going out with that kind of stuff was amazing. With this one, I think the album was a highlight, seeing it getting 10 out of 10, which was great. I mean, that was the first from people like, Dave Ling and, people really respected journalists. I think Dave, Classic Rock gave it 9 out of 10, which is huge for us. Everywhere else was 10, and so I was delighted with that. And also some of the gigs that we've done, and going back to last night, I think that has to be one of the highlights, don't you? It was just like the room was full of love. People were singing every word. There's some really respected people in the industry, in the audience, who were fans of the band, and that was a high point last night, I thought, London. And again, like tonight, I love coming to Wales. I've come with the treatment who I manage. We always have fantastic fans here as well. So I think tonight as well is going to be an amazing night for us.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, I do appreciate you taking the time out to chat with us on Underkill TV. As I say, those that want to check the band out, please go to the usual addresses here, Facebook, Twitter. This is Alistair from Underkill TV signing out with the guys from Airrace. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Thank you. You want to do the...